Jenny Winters from the Lake County Regional Office of Education. Today I'm going to tell you about the standards Illinois has adopted for 4th grade in the area of mathematics. Illinois is one of many states who have adopted these very same standards, and teachers all across the country are working hard to transition to these new expectations. This is a graphic that represents the language of the 4th grade standards. The words that appear largest are the words that appear most often in the standards. So you can tell that our 4th graders are going to be talking about whole numbers, fractions, and angles because these words appear more often. These are the 3 critical topics for our 4th graders: place value of multi-digit numbers and fluency of operations, fraction equivalence and operations, and building, drawing, and analyzing two-dimensional shapes to solve problems. These are going to translate into units of study for our children. The first is place value, which includes multi-digit addition and subtraction. In this one, they're going to be solving all sorts of problems, applying their knowledge of addition and subtraction from the previous grade levels to any context. So they may be talking about measurements, they may be talking about any realistic situation. In the next unit of study, they'll be working with multiplication and division. Now, by the end of 3rd grade, our new standards expect our children to be able to fluently multiply and divide with their multiplication and division facts. Well, now we're going to ramp that up in 4th grade to include 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, or numbers that are up to 4-digit being multiplied by 1-digit numbers, or those 4-digit numbers being divided by 1-digit numbers. So they're working on place value and applying it to multiplication and division. They may be representing these using area models or applying them to other real-world contexts like converting measurements. The 3rd unit of study for our 4th graders involves fractions and decimals. Now, 4th graders are the 1st grade level to address decimals in our new standards. They're going to take what they learned about fractions from 3rd grade and apply that to deeply understanding the value of decimals. And finally, our 4th graders are going to be studying geometry. They are going to be experts in the language of geometry. So they're going to be coming home talking to you about parallel lines, perpendicular lines, different types of angles, and sounding like they really know what they're talking about. How are they going to take these units of study and know them so deeply? Well, they're going to represent their understanding in a variety of ways. The first of those ways is using manipulative models. So you might see your children or hear your children talking about things like ankle legs. They definitely will talk about the use of a protractor because they're going to be measuring angles with those ankle legs. They might be talking about tools like these fraction equivalency towers that also show us decimals, or fraction or decimal pieces that are circular or rectangular in nature. They may use tools like base 10 blocks or digiblocks to help them with their decimals and their multi-digit work. They may use things like color tiles to help them study area, or dice or dominoes or card games to help them with their fluent operations. After they've worked with some manipulatives, then they're going to be having an opportunity to build pictures or draw pictures to represent their understanding. The idea is that they may have pictures that they're going to build models from, or they may make pictures from those models. And included in that, we want them to use their written symbols to record the equations that represent the work that they're doing. Another way our 4th graders will represent their understanding is the use of their language. We are expecting them to read, write, listen, and talk about math. So you're going to hear your children developing a larger vocabulary, and hopefully they'll have practice talking to each other and coming home and talking to you about their mathematical ideas. And they'll also be expected to write about their understanding, listen to each other, and critique each other's reasoning. Finally, we'll expect them to take all of this knowledge and apply it to the real world. We'll see them using word problems or real-life contexts to solve a variety of different situations. But the idea here is not just they get the right answer to these problems. No, we're looking for a deeper level of understanding, so they're going to have to represent that they prove that they've got the right answer using these pictures or manipulatives or written symbols. I hope you are as excited about the depth of understanding your child will develop with these new standards as I am. And I'm sure